Hi, this is Ginger. I just wanted to share with you guys a flip through of my first flip flop journal that I finished up today. I went with a sunflower themed, and this is the front. I did just strips of ribbon closure and the back, and we'll open. Set the ribbon aside, and on the front I altered an index card using this beautiful image of this woman with a sunflower hat, and did some grungy ribbons and a bulb pin with a little button. I left it open as a tuck spot, and I've got that tag that slides back down in. And I did a lot of sewing around the pages, and some of them I left the strings hanging. So on this string I just put some beads and some jewels. And here we go. So on the front cover I just did a belly band with a piece of fabric so I could tuck some documents in. These are printables. Have room to journal, space to journal in the back. I did just a ribbon on the side of that page. Here's an expense form. Little tag off of that string. Here's a glassine bag and a tag I created using my distress inks and stencil and paste. And good journal on the back. I love these digitals, sunflower digitals I found on Etsy. Little stamp on that string and some ribbon. The paper's really beautiful. There's a little tag in that pocket. Space of journal on the back. This is some of my eco-dyed papers I've made. Off of this one, I hung some jewels off of that ribbon. And this page I just used lace to make a pocket. And there's a seed packet with some cards and images. And then there is this glassine stamp envelope from Garceland Stamp Company in Calais, Maine. This stamp's from 1966. And I made a little tuck on this side. Used the Tim Holtz die, that butterfly. This is a hidden paper clip on that little flip out. And I just created this little notebook. And on the back is some of my eco-dyed paper. It just slides right back in there. There's a little tag on this music sheet. Here is a coffee dyed envelope with a little Velcro closure. Some printables in there. You can journal on the backs. This is an image from Line Dot Arrow vintage people in a Tim Holtz frame. I love the way that turned out. This pocket I created with a coffee filter I got from Two Sister Jam with an index card about a vehicle. This is called a hidden pocket belly band I created. On the belly band side, I just have a printable postcard that I sewed around. And then the hidden pockets, you have one on this side, one on that. That's a little image. And on this hidden pocket, just another little notebook, notepad that I created with some scrap papers. And this also has a couple little jewels hanging off of that ribbon. Here is another one of my eco-dyed papers. That leaf printed so beautiful. And this was some eco-dyed fabric that I did a ruffle. Little tag in that pocket. On this page, I did another ribbon tuck spot at the bottom with a seed packet and some cards, playing cards, tickets. That's a time card. On this tag, I just did a lot of script stamping. And then there's room to journal on the back. And then at the end of this signature is a library pocket with a altered library card. And then we go into the second signature. I dangled a little daisy flower off that string. And there's a coffee dyed doily with fabric and a bird stamped. A little ribbon ruffle. Some bird images. And guest check. This is some handmade paper. Did a ribbon down that page. This is a paper bag with a book page on that side. Some coffee dyed papers using a dot pan. This page I did a ribbon closure with some postage ribbon I had, and then I made this tag using postage stamps and sewing down them and some Tim Holtz stamps. Some little printable envelopes to dangle off the strings. There's your journaling spot. There's a little metal story charm. This here is a payroll journal I got from Two Sister Jams, and I just clipped it together with one of my rusted hairpins. It opens there. It's a gessoed book page. It's a journal. You got a spot to journal. And this envelope got a couple printables in. There's a printed guest check. I'm outside. Sorry about the shadowing. On this page, I used a wedding applique and glued and made a pocket. And it holds this coffee-stained music paper. This was a tag sent to me by my friend Nikki Oliver, and I thought it just went beautiful with this journal. So I did a little ribbon belly band. And the other side of that paper bag, there's an altered index card. This here I created a window pocket out of an envelope to hold this little paper. There's that handmade paper. And then on the backs, the end of this second signature, I made a lace button cluster as a tuck spot to hold in this printable of a mortgage statement, a paid mortgage statement. And then you turn it over to the third signature. I just did a little tag hanging off that string. There's a time card. I scanned in a guest check so I could enlarge and get a bigger page for my journal. This glassine bag I made holds a tag I made out of my EcoPrint papers. This page, I took a vintage piece of fabric and made a pocket. Holds that little postcard. And then this page opens this way. And there's 4 pockets. You took 3 pieces of book pages and glued them together, and it created those pockets. There's 2 journaling cards. And then these pockets are real small, so I just created these little tucks to go in. And then on the back side, there is a glassine envelope I had deconstructed so I could sew around it and then glued it back together. And it's a little pocket that holds. There's a check from San Antonio, Texas, 1966. There's some ribbon accent. There's another cluster tuck spot that I made. The back of this page I lined with some sewing pattern paper, and then took a piece of sheer, it was actually window, I don't know what the window curtains, and made a little belly band to hold that. It was a letter from an attorney back in 1908. This paper is from We Are Memory Keepers. It's called gauze paper. And I love the way it looked with all these papers. There's some index paper. This is some coffee dyed dictionary paper. This is one of my eco-dyed envelopes that's sewed into the signature with some printable postcards and papers. Here's another pocket with fabric. Holds a tag and the sewing paper. This page, I don't know what the clips are called, but I rusted them up and made this little notepad. Coffee dyed papers, there's some braille paper, some parchment coffee dyed paper, little dangling post letter. This is a ribbon that I made a side tuck for. My friend Stacy sent me some of her eco-dyed book pages. They were beautiful. So I've got one tucked in this pocket. On this, there is a little word card tucked in and an old photograph from 1943. And the other glassine page pocket holds another one of my eco prints that I did. And then the end of this signature is just a little fabric tuck spot to hold. And that's it. Thank you for watching.